Okay, what did I miss while I was setting up all this stuff and my recording devices and everything?
Nothing at all.
You said there was something going on in the market.
I don't. I mean, there's always something going on in the market, so I was just curious. Let me see. There's a lot of Cosmos coins going up. SPX has come back to life.
Why?
Solana.
Why does anybody buy FTX coin? I don't understand what the point is. Is it kind of like trading Bed Bath & Beyond stock?
Yeah, 20% off. God, yeah. Like, I bridged over to check out STX, and I'm cheap sometimes when it comes to gas, and I got trapped in like a 2.5 hour swap because it's on Bitcoin, and I was like, I am going to die.
You were in the pool hell for 2 straight hours, just praying to the only god you know to get picked up by some shithole Kazakhstani miner.
Well, yeah, they probably weren't taking my transaction because I wasn't a ordinal.
Can you tip on Bitcoin transactions?
I mean, you can increase the gas. I'm used to kind of playing it. I'm used to being really cheap on L2s right now, and that was a huge mistake.
That's right. You caught the run from like $1 or 93 cents to $1.40 in stacks.
Yeah, just trying to swap off the chain and bridge away. I caught the upswing.
Okay, we're rotating from ICP. All you guys remember from our ICP speech from a few months ago when me and Hawthorne had a meeting with them and we tried to get them to send us some grants, and then I got on the call and made fun of them for like an hour straight. So we caught the ICP move from $3 to $9, and then today we are rotating from ICP to something even more retarded. I can't even say it.
Hey, Knows, what's up?
Polkadot! Guys, we're buying Polkadot today.
Then the narrator comes on and it's like, probably don't buy Polkadot.
Oh, holy crap, Optimism is up like 18%? You got Knows pulled up here?
I'm here, guys. What's up?
Alright, welcome.
Your introduction talks.
Yeah, it was pretty important. Yeah. We were talking about shitcoins, Solana, ICP.
Alright.
I know you're a big ICP fan. You were there at the beginning.
Yeah. No, like this is when was it? 2021, right? When the market crashed, it got listed.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. No, interesting. So you didn't plan any other screen time, right? So it's just the 4 of us today.
Yeah, correct? It's just us. Welcome everybody. This is the intro. We're 9 minutes behind. Welcome to Llama Graze number 9, and we have Knows from GPTPepe with us. But you have like a real job too, right, Knows?
Yeah, I do have. But I would say like more related to risk. So the project that I'm about to pitch you today is something that grew up from a side project, and it grew pretty quick. And a few people joined me on this journey. Not sure if they want to be all disclosed. So this is something that we're currently still deciding on. But at least for me, I'm in the team as Knows. So we see like there's a lot of llamas in here. Maybe a few of them can remember the LLAMAI when the Discord server got launched for the llamas. And back then, I think the prompt, or like the personality of the AI bot was more leaned towards, like, I would say, the Llamas project. It was answering people's questions. It was making fun of people. It was enjoyable to see, and even some people didn't even recognize that it was like an algorithm, an AI talking to them. And yeah, from then on, we thought, because also different Discord servers asked to like release it for public use, and during that phase, we got really ambitious with how we want to achieve that, and noticed that like there's so many things that you can try while doing it, and we did. And what came out of it is now like 2 different products. And I think I'm gonna start just with the first one, the Discord bot. So it's basically the same thing that everybody knows from the past. Like with LLAMAI, it has like emoji capabilities. It randomly chats with people every now and then. But now it also has a memory, and that memory is shared across different Discord servers. So what we are trying to achieve is a utility in the form of being able like to access data outside of the Discord server, kind of like in a way we would ask someone who's where you know he's familiar with, let's say, the YERN protocol. And in CVX trading, you ask, hey, listen, I want to use this convex strategy. How does this exactly work? Is this a rebasing token? Is this a normal token? All like those sorts of questions. And yeah, with the capability of the memory, you would have the ability to ask GPTPepe questions. For example, like what happens now with the Alchemix ETH? Is there a refunding? Like, has Coinbase, for example, returned the ETH that they got when the hack happened? There was some legal discussions also around that. What's going on in the DAO? And normally you would have to go through dozens of different channels. You would have to like find the server. You would have to read through the messages. And our goal is to provide a bot who's able to provide answers to questions like this. And vice versa, if let's say you're the Llamas project and you want to provide utility outside of your Discord server, you could invite this bot. And by nature of having access to all the discussions, links, images, it also has vision capabilities, meaning that if you send in a meme that shows how Sam Bankman-Fried is going to jail, it understands that. And it is also able to read web pages, and yeah, so like you have multimodality in all of its capabilities.
Okay, I wanted to give you a chance to breathe for a second. So it was really enjoyable watching you troll everybody in the Llama server. Definitely, like the golden goose was when we got somebody in there that didn't know they were talking to a bot, and everybody would just like be in DMs and be like, "Here we go, we got one. Let's watch Llama AI fuck with this guy." So it would go for like 10-15 minutes before they finally caught on, if ever, or they would just get mad and leave. So that was really fun, and I kind of miss him. So it'd be fun to have him back, like all the time in different places. And then one thing that popped into my mind from what you were just talking about there was, it sounds like you're almost like you're describing like a bridge, like the chat bot itself is a bridge between different Discord servers, or like an oracle that can like feed information from outside Discord servers into I mean, I know that the Discord chatbot concept isn't new, but they're so limited to just whatever the coding is that they've been trained on. But now you're teaching it, giving it memory and connections to other servers, so it's kind of like it actually is AI.
Yeah, you would like the I would say the memory retrieval capabilities, they won't be as perfect as you might imagine it, seeing it maybe in a movie, but it will improve over time. So it's the same thing as you see with OpenAI. there's a ever increasing intelligence in the models that they've released, and they achieve that by having access to data. So being able to access this data and retrieve will enable the utility in, I would say, a second or third step. So in the beginning, it will be useful, definitely more useful as everything else that you've perceived. But at some point, there will be a pattern where you will notice, you won't notice a difference anymore. You will just experience a better service. So it's kind of like with GPT 3.5 and 4. So if, I don't know, a few people here did the switch between the two models, you maybe noticed in the first few weeks how the quality was good, but you got used to it. And when at some point you by mistake tried GPT 3.5 and then it turned out not so well, and you quickly notice it. So it will take time, but it will certainly be available also from the launch in I would say in an alpha version. This is generally something that is experimental because it's not designed in a way. And I mean, there's open source code for that on the internet, like a chatbot with memory. So that is nothing special, but the challenge is to gather all the data, summarize it, store it perpetually, and make it accessible for every answer that the chatbot contributes to the server. So building these pipelines and the logic for the memory is, as I said, it's experimental, and we're gonna look how it works and how people will respond to it, because it's, as I said, it won't be perfect, and it will improve over time. And that is a different topic actually that I wanted to maybe also hear maybe some thoughts from the community, because a few people approached me about this, which is I would say the like, what are the risks, right? And I have a risk background from the curve DAO, like with Llama risk, and we particularly addressed this when building the product. So not only did we want to protect against prompt injection attacks, where people could extract the inner workings of whatever the bot contributes to the server. That would lead to spam, a bad user experience. We've dealt with that, but we are also wary of, I would say, very intricate things, like, I would say, people trying to abuse the bot in order to pollute the memory. So normally we would have.
Yeah, how do you filter that? How do you filter like people actually trying to like feed the memory? You know, like actually pollute it.
Yeah. So there's a few statistical approaches. Like, without going into the details here, it's like I can talk a very long time about it, but like there's so many things I wanted to share in this call. I think we should leave that out maybe for another one, maybe when the bot is already in the server, and I think people will probably be curious about it in particular. But generally, just a statistic. So if you see an anomaly, there's statistical methods to spot these, and we will be manually monitoring these anomalies, and we have like I would say human in the loop element, because we are not only like have the responsibility towards the users, towards the owners of the Discord server, but we also want to develop the bot and potentially prevent that when eventually it will scale on 1,000 servers to 10,000 servers. So then you cannot really control it anymore if there's too many cases that you have to evaluate as a human.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeah, that's just maybe like I'm getting into the very details here, so I'm maybe advanced. So there will
Yeah, just
also be
to, if I could.
yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask you
You
something
can
real
just cut me
quick
in the
as you're
most interest.
about to drop off.
Yeah, they will. We are looking to raise for this project, primarily because we want to seed the liquidity for the token, which becomes relevant in the second part of this whole endeavor, which is a Twitter AI influencer, so to say. It's also a concept that is not new. Maybe some of you know Roast Him Jim. It was a bot that was able to create memes that included like a roast message related to the tweet you were trying to roast. And yeah, you just had to tag the bot, and then it replied with this generated meme. But what we lack, I think, as an also kind of experiment, that's something I always wanted to see, is an AI influencer that is actively engaging with people. So not only in a, I would say, intellectual manner, going into details, roasting a project in like against the background of its tokenomics, for example, but more like in a general sense, where you would look at the account and you wouldn't be able to distinguish, if you wouldn't see the logo or the name of it, if it's a human or like a bot. And everybody got used to these automated bots who write really GPT 3.5 messages. And this is, alongside every other particular feature, something that we focused on in the project. So if the chatbot engages with the users in a Discord server, he also sends in like a typing event, and the duration of entering the message is dependent on the length of the message. So it feels natural, and it seems like an unnecessary detail, but I mean, like Hoth and Cogsy both can attest for that. Like once you experience it and see it, and you start chatting with it, there's a different sort of feeling than if you would chat with a chatbot that works as a support, or like, let's say Clyde AI from Discord that recently got shut down because nobody used it, because it didn't have any features, because it was too robotic to be used in an environment where people are socially active between each other. And a bot usually ends up, in a support channel to answer FAQ questions, like open up support tickets. There's rarely, I would say, a use case in a conversation, except if you want to plot a chart with the TradingView bot, for example. And this is where we want to kind of introduce a change, I would say. So there will be an AI participating in the chat every now and then, with hopefully enough useful functionalities. Yeah, so that would be the Discord part. Is there any questions?
You went through your checklist of that you gave me last night with a Q&A bot, shared memory, alpha feed, research tool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about the stuff that you talked about yesterday with the auction concept?
Oh yeah. That's why I asked, like, that I was talking about the Discord bot, but there's like, so far, is there any maybe questions related to the Discord version of it, futures wise? Is there something that you would particularly wish as a future to be present, like moderation features, for example?
Yeah, anybody that wants to come up and ask a question specifically about the Discord bot function, just raise your hand or type in a question in chat.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. So if he's in like 20 different project servers, will he be able to, like you talked about, like you talked about like alpha. So will that be a tool that I can personally use to kind of replace like being on like crypto Twitter till 2 a.m. trying to find the next like new project?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
kind of what you mean by alpha? Yeah.
So it's, I would say, more like, let's say you somebody's shared a token in the CVX trading Discord and you know nothing about it and it pumped 20%. Now you want to know about it, and what do? You go on a website, you join the Discord servers, you read the docs, but the essential question that you have is maybe how the tokenomics look like, what the fully diluted valuation is, maybe what VCs the project participated in. So you would have this like ability to phrase all your questions in natural language, the same way you do it in ChatGPT, and ask this. So the response will take a little bit of time, obviously, because there's some, like, a lot of calls, that API calls that have to be done, but he would respond, and that feature would be available. And because it costs money, it's Discord servers will have to pay for it, because it will be a self-service. You would just go on a front end, you deposit ETH in a funding contract, and then it would be periodically, like an ETH amount would periodically be deducted from your wallet as a payment for the bot. The same way it's done at AWS and all of these other cloud hosting providers. And as I mentioned, maybe already like 80% of the ETH proceeds go to the DAO, to the token holders. 20% go to the team to be able to pay for the API costs. That we are also looking to cut down, like further down the road. So it will probably be the case that we will subsidize the costs in the beginning, but once we have enough data, we will be able to provide the costs, provide the bot much cheaper. Eventually,
as you were talking about the token and the tokenomics, will you only accept ETH to get it to kind of come online, or will it accept the token as well?
No, it will just be ETH. So yeah, you would be expected to perform a swap beforehand to participate in the auction. And I think for the llamas, the most important thing would be that the llamas are whitelisted for the pre-sale round, which will commence on the 25th and go up until the 28th of December. So,
oh man, crazy!
So
right there.
For every llama, you will be able to participate with an ETH in the pre-sale. And
is there like a minimum or a maximum?
No,
a maximum.
Maximum is 1 ETH per llama.
Oh, okay.
And but there's no minimum, so you could just invest. Also $10 works as well. There's a 30-day lock that will be applied. 70% of the ETH from the sale will go towards initializing the pools. There will be 2 pools, one UniV2 pool and one UniV3 pool. The UniV2 pool will be there to ensure that there will be a lot of liquidity at, like, basically at any rate, in any range, at any price. And with UniV3 we would then have more granular control. And if there's a case where the price goes out of the bands of our UniV3 position, as I said, there would be always a V2 pool in place to provide paper tokens in the market.
Oh, on the I have a question about the memory. Sorry, this is back to Discord. You mentioned last night also Vision. Like reading tweets and looking at pictures. Is that what you mean by vision?
Yeah, tweets, websites, images. So if somebody posts a meme in a Discord chat, it's we were able to see it. We are able
Okay.
to send it to an API and basically retrieve either
What
natural
about-
language.
What about smart
context or-
contracts? Would it be able to read smart contracts?
Would it be able to read it? Like this is something that we can add in the future, but this is another thing maybe to throw in, which we were very passionate about. So we also the most of the additional time that we spent went into refactoring the code base, the logic in a way that would allow us not only to scale, but also to add additional features in a very short development cycle. So it's like everything is plug and play. So building a feature to call a read function on a contract would not take much time. So we would regularly maybe make a vote for features that the community wishes, and we'll continuously implement that. So that would be, I guess, the best pipeline. To improve the product. And you mentioned the Twitter version. So the Twitter version is an AI influencer. So it would be able to converse with people the same way as in Discord. It doesn't have any DM functionalities at the start, but it's as I said, it has the same multimodality capabilities as the Discord bot. And now, two interesting parts. One is that the bot auctions off a tweet every day. The auction goes.
I love this idea.
Yes, for 6 hours every day. It's kind of like I don't know, maybe like a Nouns DAO concept, but in a completely different context. We all know that influencers charge money for tweets to shill a project, and Rollbit is, I think, one of the worst offenders, bribing every single crypto Twitter influencer out there, and they do it well, and so do other projects. But here it would be transparent, so you would be able to bid on his ability to tweet. And you would only be able to do that in the GPTPepe token. And the proceeds, 90% of the proceeds from that auction go to the DAO in the form of staking rewards, and 10% goes to the treasury to fund an engagement mining program, which brings us to our next point. How do we grow this thing? Because nobody will pay for an account that has just 30, 40 followers. So the community will receive an airdrop, basically in the same way as Friendtech did it. But with Friendtech and all these other platforms, the issue was that you were required to be onboarded on a completely new social media platform, which is, I think, too much to ask from a modern human these days. It should, you only do these major shifts with social media apps if there's a lot of utility that you can extract from it, and from something that very closely resembles, a private Discord server that is guarded by Colapland configurations, is there's no much added value. But what we saw was the effectiveness of the engagement mining program. So people, they got a lot of people on this platform. They paid out ETH to I think it was Posttech in what I'm currently referring to. They paid off ETH to people that were interacting with influencers on their fork of X or Twitter. But it wasn't enough to sustain a community. So now seeing that concept work with Friend and Posttech, we believe it makes sense to try this out on yeah, on a project like this, where we have an AI influencer, and for every like, retweet, quote, engagement, basically any form of engagement would be rewarded, and you'd
And
be able
that's going to be funded by
Yeah.
the 6-hour auction on the tweet sales.
by 10% from that stream but in the beginning of I would say the first few weeks, the budget in the treasury that will be delegated for this very purpose will be used for that.
For the
And,
engagement
as soon as-
farming, like payback deal.
exactly. So, and what we know is that there's the bubble of the crypto Twitter community and on Twitter is limited in size. So we will see like a logarithmic, I would say, development of or like increase of the followers, because at some point everybody in crypto Twitter eventually followed it or not, and to have these let's say dynamics that would, like, if the say it has 300,000 followers, there's a continuous cash flow that is coming in from the auction. Let's say that the initial budget was used up, but and this is also how we plan to do it. So the airdrop rewards would taper the more followers he has. So the first people to engage with him would be rewarded the most, and the last people the least. And like ensuring that to be able to ensure that we be able to pay this engagement mining program perpetually, we've built this pipe to the treasury, and it will run perpetually, perhaps maybe with other products beyond just the Web3 space. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I mean that's like
Okay.
I'm also that when you say beyond the Web3 space, like I was another question that I had and didn't even talk to you about last night was the concept of going outside of crypto. Like, are you? I mean, that's where you're starting. That's the bread and butter for the system because you know it so well, and it's almost like a little tiny, community that you're going to be able to test run all this on. And then do you eventually go sell the product to, like, a bigger, like a corporation that wants to run a bot, or something like that for engagement farming?
So technically this would be available from the launch on. So you would like raise for the liquidity, and like we chose the path of raising when we have the product in place. So the Discord bot would be like every Discord server in crypto would be able to go on the base network, connect their wallet, and then deploy the bot on the server. And we've built and made the tech stack ready, as I mentioned in the beginning, to scale for 1,000 servers right away from the start. So if there's a huge demand because it went viral, we would be able to meet the demand.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and that's wild. That's quite the toolkit to. If I was a young project, that's like a really awesome toolkit to get up and running. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
you have like promotion and community management all in one package.
Yeah. So I would say the most obvious next feature that would be added would be like moderation functions. We wouldn't be looking at to fully replace the moderators in Discord servers, but we are more looking to leverage the existing headcount. And let's say there's a project that went viral, we are in a bull market, and now 6, 7, 8 moderators would be needed. Each and every one of them would cost probably, I don't know, 3, 4K in a salary, and rather you can hire just 3 moderators and pay, I don't know, $1,500 in prompt costs to amplify the efficiency, the effectiveness of your 3 existing moderators. So this is the, I would say, efficiency improvement that we'd be looking at with this feature. But yeah, besides that, just engagement farming and also getting to know, and I feel like it kind of develops into an SEO thing. So game theoretically, you would want to have this bot on the server because it's in every other, and it might shill your project if somebody asks, like, is there some
Oh yeah,
a new AI storage coin that got released? It would be able to cater this with a Discord link.
yeah. You want to pay to have it there just in case somebody might ask a question that was regarded, based around your project.
Yes, sorry, I was just disconnected for 2-3
I was
seconds.
saying that you would want to pay to have it there just because everybody else was using it, even if it only got you a couple of interactions, because somebody might ask a question and it might suggest your Discord server, like, go look at this project.
It might. Yeah, it might. So
like crypto Google.
Yeah,
kind of, but also like it's in the next obvious thing, and this will be probably the first to come as an upgrade, is to be able to feed it custom knowledge. So the owners, the server operators, would be able to feed in a PDF of the docs explaining the intricate, like the inner workings of a protocol. So you wouldn't need to buy like a $20, $30 chat support bot. You would have a lot of things out of the box right away, like a toolkit.
like Hoth mentioned about the powerfulness of the all-in-one toolkit sale to new startups, which we're going to be here in the next 6 months. We're going to have millions of them just show up out of nowhere. So it's a perfect time to be selling that to these people that have no staff, brand new, have a little bit of money and a little bit of ETH or whatever, and just be able to say, here, this is your moderation, your engagement farmer, this is everything all in one.
Yeah, kind of like Slack for startups. That
Slack for startups.
Yeah, like Slack, but for Discord moderation. That is, I think that is a way to see it. And for the Twitter side, a few interesting narratives. Not only would it be just ads for gambling, crypto gambling projects, but it could be protocols. It could be a few individuals who would want to increase their follower count, but not by nature of paying on some, in Bitcoin on some shady darknet forum for 50,000 followers. Also running risk of being banned or shadow banned by Twitter. Alternatively, you could, draft a really good thread where you believe you could capture a lot of crypto Twitter's attention with it and pay for the exposure by buying the tokens and bidding for a tweet. Maybe during a time where there's not much, I don't know, maybe weekends will be naturally more expensive because everybody is sitting at home in front of the desk. But still, like, you might be able to bid for a tweet for just $1,000, and then 100,000, 200,000 people see it.
What an amazing idea to be able to not have to go buy it, like you said, on the dark web. You just go create the best tweet you possibly can, showcase your product the best that you can, and then go buy, bid $2,000 for a tweet, and it just like humongous, momentum instantaneously.
Yeah, this is.
I made up the $2,000 thing. I have no idea how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, this I just pulled the number out of my ass. So I'm like I've seen the numbers. Like, I have a list of like influencers and how much they charge for tweets. So like that stuff is all over the internet. Yeah, so like in the area, like for 50 to 100K follower account, it was like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a tweet, perhaps in a bull market even more, or for a few tweets. So it would be a shill package basically. Like, I put it in my bio, I tweet about it, I make a video. Like, this is how they operate. And the more shittier your project is, the higher the cost that they are charging you.
The shittier your project is?
Yeah, because they know, like, the risk is higher of this project being rugged, and if this project rugs, there's a higher risk of losing followers. Hence the high markup for this is. But this is not
genius.
yeah, this is not transparent, but in GPTPepe's case, it's like a open Times Square billboard. Everybody knows Coca-Cola is paying money to be shown there, which I think is fair. So, and
I think there's like a
yeah,
honesty to it. It's
Mhm.
like if you're being honest about it, who cares if it's an ad?
Yeah. And we also added a hashtag ad at the end of the tweet. This is something that we have to add because it's, I think, even law. In Europe, it's law, I know. And I believe so in America. And that we would have to add to be able to stay compliant with the Twitter rules, which is also a very important thing. Roastem Jim got banned the first time. I think they cried to Elon Musk, and then he said they weren't using the official API and they were violating a few rules. So our next, another priority of us is to focus on this, that we don't violate any rule. So we will, when the Twitter version of it will launch, we will spend $5,000 on a Twitter API subscription. It costs so much, unfortunately, but there's no other way to really automate it without violating the Twitter rules.
So you jump through all their stupid hoops right off the bat.
Yeah, we need to do it because otherwise we end up being banned for life, and you're not able to appeal the ban. So if this gets nasty, like there's no turning back, and which is why we are putting a lot of effort to not fall trap to the rules that are sometimes hidden in the documentation because it's very badly structured.
Okay, did you want to talk any more about the funding rounds? Like, you said that we were whitelisted for the pre-sale.
Exactly.
So do you already have,
Yeah.
have you done some fundraising, or are you guys just like winging it?
We've, there's early supporters, friends and family, people that were participating in the, I would say, the making of it from the very first days on. So far we've, and I'm stating conservative numbers, rounding it down a few times just to be sure. So 350,000 in hard commitments is what we have so far, and the rest is what we are looking to raise through the communities. And yeah, the goal is to onboard people, ideally investors that will be not exploiting it in a sense that buy and then just dump it right away after just a few weeks of participation. But we would very welcome any feedback in features that you wish, in bugs that you spot, in like if you participate in a seed, you can you have a leverage to us. So our, I would say, promise is that regardless of what features you wish, we work for the community, in the name of the community, for the community. So because if you dislike anything, it doesn't make sense to ignore such requests, which is why we are coming proactively to you guys, asking for the support, not only in an investment manner, but also feedback wise, that would be extremely valuable to us, especially in the first few weeks of the after the launch.
So you got your Twitter spun up. I posted that, and then did you just start a Discord server?
We also have a Discord server, but we will we have to configure it. We will launch everything from day one as a complete package. From the token sale on, we won't launch the token sale until the bot is not deployed and running as a demo on the LLaMAS server and on the BlockMate server. So there you would be able to experience it and chat with it, test it before you take your decision on whether or not to participate in the seed.
It's going to be fun to be able to have it on two servers for like the beginning, like us and them, and be able to ask it questions, like test drive it about cross-server information.
Yeah, that's you would be able to test this, and making your decision. And
is there anything that you want to show? Like, do you have anything you want to show us on your screen if you want to share?
Right now, it's hardly possible. But we will, as I said, we won't initiate the seed before we won't deploy it on the servers. And we are wary of the Christmas dates, about like family gatherings and so on. So as far as we like for the friends and family part, we've like communicated it properly to when people should participate. But so if the llamas would have the ability to participate from the 25th on, they will have the ability to do so up until the very end, even if like the public auction phase starts. So all wallets from the previous round are also included in the next one. If somebody doesn't make it to his ledger.
My first question to Llama Bro is going to be, give me all the alpha from blockmates without the Solana shill. Filter out all Solana information from blockmates and give me the rest of it.
Yeah, that would work. That would work. With ChatGPT, if you ask a question, you've noticed that sometimes it's spot on. So it's just 100% correct. You are amazed by the results. But in some cases, and let's say like 3, 4 of 10 cases, you're not satisfied with it. Something is off. Something you didn't understand. You need more information. So, and I would say in like 2 of, or like maybe 1 of 10 cases, you are even, I would say, pissed about it being so bad or giving you a false answer, because you suddenly, I would say, feel some sense of insecurity. Like, when was the last time you tried to bullshit me and I believed it? It's an unpleasant experience that we want to reduce. But I tell it as a disclaimer. So if there's mishaps with the memory and it hallucinates, and we will specifically put a warning about this, that you shouldn't 100% rely on what it spits out from the memory, because hallucination can happen on a lot of steps in the process.
All right, and your dates you said are the 26th is like launch date.
28th. 28th is the. I hate to in Web3 the norm is to not give any launch date. It's and just say soon TM. But we eyeballed the 28th. So, and I mean, you are used to it. If there will be any delays, I think at max a week, at max, if there's something major that we will have to fix last minute and it doesn't work. So yeah, a week, like by 6th, 7th January is.
So this is coming like real soon.
We already
gotta get my $10 ready.
We already passed a lot of internal deadlines, but it's not something that it's like when we spot anything where we see, okay, this is launch relevant. If we don't fix this right now, we will fuck up everything. This is what we are currently focusing on, and from that bucket of issues, we've basically solved almost everything, if not everything. Small polishment is if I were to summarize it, is what's left.
Well, this is all big, awesome news, and congrats on getting that much secured early on. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before you wrap up?
Is there something? There is something.
There was some alpha
something.
from last night that it was regarding
Yeah.
Twitter.
So yeah, there's a certain symbiosis that we are eyeballing with the project, which is the Grok AI. It's unfortunately not widely available yet, but we are looking to implement it as soon as possible, because there's a very strong alignment in how the personality of GPTPepe will operate, how he will converse with people, be it on Twitter or on the Discord servers, and you know, there's a lot of effort that you have to put into to get out this AI assistant like way of talking, and we wouldn't have this issue with Grok. So insults, roasts, I don't know, adult websites. We are aligned, I would say, on the same. And maybe, you know, some of you know the I would say the different AI clans, and we are on the side of I would say acceleration and I would say radical openness in terms of GPTPepe being able to answer any kind of different question, same way a human does, with some sort of like correctness, but not overly correct as we know it from politics nowadays. So just, you know, like how to build you know, forbidden stuff that wouldn't be posted, and we also have to be wary of that in light of the Discord terms of service as well. Yeah, that's so far for that part. I mean, there's certain ways to interpret this this information, which I'm not going to go in any further detail. Besides that, we are also looking to launch, you know, also smaller projects, not smaller projects, I would say products. It's a better term. Every now and then, like a newsletter. So we would be summarizing the most contentious discussed topics from Twitter and the Discord servers, and make that information available to the public as well, to, I would say, as a form of marketing, but also as a form of providing a useful service, which constitutes marketing if you compare to Google providing search services and selling other services on other ends by being useful on a wide variety of applications.
Man, that's pretty wild that
there's
you know, a new project as the bull market's about to launch can have its own like intern, like a marketing community manager, and just like a spicy community member.
Yeah, you sometimes get overloaded. I can imagine with in a bull market as a moderator. There's like with hundreds of messages a day on perhaps bigger servers. So yeah, a lot of it would be directed away to automation.
What was really cool to me about Llama AI was that, you know, he could just change languages depending on the question. I thought that was always like a really awesome, because, you know, you get into some projects and some Discords, and it's like, oh, they don't have like the Chinese channel or the Spanish or the German or whatever. So I think that's like one of those really powerful parts of these like LLMs.
Yeah, there's I can like what we are certainly sure of is if this gets a little bit of traction, that there will be a lot of interesting social experiments that will happen. So maybe you would see GPTPepe acting as a translator in Discord servers for someone from the Chinese community who's not able to understand everything the way he does. So,
I mean, it opens up your customer base to billions. I mean, it's just like if you instantaneously have a multilingual helper in your channel, it changes you're not going to run somebody off right off the first impression.
Yeah. It's and to kind of wrap it up, the I say entire endeavor. So I'm sure, like that many of you have seen the concept of a chatbot, but our main mission statement is to cater it in a way that is accessible to people, by nature of marketing. So if you have a chatbot and you want it to be useful, you need it to deploy across a lot of customers to be useful in the first place. And to achieve that, there's a lot of vectors, and this is what we are doing essentially at the end of the day. We are applying these strats, best practices, stuff that worked on other projects for a different kind of product. Something that is, and I personally haven't seen, except maybe Lens Protocol, Friendtech Postec is something that I would count in as well, but there hasn't been many service products that I've seen that were payable in ETH or usable in a way I'm used to when I go on AWS or on, say, DigitalOcean. I log in, I click on a few buttons, and in a matter of minutes, I have a server deployed. So you don't have that UX in crypto. You only have decentralized exchanges, lending protocols, you have DeFi, you have NFTs, you have games. But yeah, I wish there would be many more bridges being built to Web2 products from Web3, improving Web2 products being used by crypto natives.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, you might be the first one.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because Friendtech just acts the post thing, which I don't understand.
Yeah, it's a platform, social media platform. It's not really. I wouldn't put it in the same basket as a bot or like a cloud provider.
Mario, did you have a question?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. You kind of went into my question. I was going to ask about Grok. You mentioned how dependent you are on the Twitter gods, not banning you. So my suggestion was going to be like, hey, can this also work with Grok? The other thing is, Elon seems to favor Dogecoin a lot. Maybe BT Doggo or not Pepe, something more Dogecoin related.
Yeah, we had thoughts of a last minute rebrand, but we didn't. We won't do it. GPTPepe was a name, and Cogsy and Hort can attest, that was chosen before Pepe existed. And interestingly, GPTPepe in a different server suggested us to create a token called Pepe a month before it was actually released. So a funny story there, that we want to keep this law.
Gotcha. And
to address Doji. So I feel like that's I think I can disclose that, because it's something that you would be able to derive anyways, I would assume. So we will be integrating on deploying the front end, the DApp, as soon as possible on any other layer one. Essentially, the architecture behind running the bot is completely centralized anyway. So there's this dependency. And we don't have complex on-chain logic or products like lending protocols. We just have a funding contract. and we have a few other contracts as well. But I would say the core contracts is something that would work on every chain. For the auctions, there have to be solutions that have to be found to communicate if 2 wrapped ether were bidded on Polygon, while on Base somebody bidded 2.1. This is a challenge that we have to solve and find the best solution for it. But certainly our goal is to make it available on every layer 1, because every layer 1 is essentially our customer base. We deploy in Base mainly for efficiency reasons. For example, the airdrop, you wouldn't need to bridge Ethereum to be able to claim the airdrop. The only thing you would need to do is to perform a verification process, which most details will be released later. But as soon as you're verified, you can claim the airdrop on the front end, through the front end, and you wouldn't even need to fund the account with ETH. So we would, at least in the first 3 weeks, we would subsidize it. So you would just click claim, you have ETH, you have the tokens, you can dump them on the pool. You can also hold them, you can spend them, you can stake them, whatever it is that you wish.
What is
Yeah.
Oh,
The other question I had was, a lot of times people airdrop. You're talking about airdropping tokens and whatnot. Did you think about maybe airdropping the service and kind of giving it to somebody for free to kind of be the show? Like if you got, you gave going back to Twitter and their affinity with Dodge, or if you like Pepe, you give the service for free to drag that community in.
100% no. I love that you mention it, because it proves us that there's the little details that we worked out is something that will be appreciated. We thought of that as well. We thought a lot about marketing. There's we of course, like in the Llamas Discord, it will be running for free, and Discord servers around the convex communities as well for the first month. So Llamas indefinitely. This is I would say a bond that will be kept till the end of days here. But and for many other bigger servers, it will be running for free in the first few weeks. And also maybe another small little detail. So if you are bidding on the tweet, so we will try to make the editor look like the front end of Twitter. So you would be able to create a meme, and these memes where supposedly people tweet about something. So and I'm giving this as some sort of example of and how detailed how far we take things. So people will use that as a meme editor essentially, but there will be a watermark pointing to the GPTPepe Twitter account. We are also looking to integrate it with Twitter and run it for free there as well for the beginning. I'm just randomly dumping, data points in this.
Yeah, I think you hit everything that I had written down and plus more.
Yeah. So is there any other question? I think that should be it for that question.
Anybody else want to raise a hand? If not, we'll give you a second here. Thank you for coming on and doing this.
Oh yeah, sure. That was it was the first call where this was actually disclosed as a project. We were developing.
Yeah, you're like really close, because most people are like months out. You're like, okay, we're gonna talk to you guys on the 28th.
Yeah. Deadlines were, as I said, continuously shifting. Features came out. Vision capabilities. The tech for it. Okay, is so recent. It's just 1, 2, 3 months old. So it's we are literally using the edge here. There's nothing else out there that would allow us to build a product of that quality standard in a short amount of time. So yeah, that is what can be said about that.
I think you guys have a really interesting model and kind of a reason for AI to exist. This isn't just like a random AI coin. I think you have a really pointed kind of like a reason to exist. And man, yeah, I can't wait to watch you guys launch. I think you have really good timing with all of this within the greater market structure too.
Oh yeah, that was also a little bit of luck here. Yeah,
it's a narrow focus, and it gives you it, instead of just being, going out there and saying, "Hey, we're an AI bot." Like you have a very specific toolkit that you're trying to build for a certain type of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's interesting about is that we are building I would say a shitcoin, as some people would say, because of the name, the branding, and so on. And some might perceive it as silly, but we also live in a world where Bonk is $1 billion market cap. So there's also a lot of competitors. I would say, in like if you just look at the meme coin space, but we are not looking to compete because we are not a community project that is just focused on having a community that buys and sells the token. A classic shitcoin, like we are developing a product that happens to have a name that closely resembles that of a shitcoin, but actually isn't one. So, yeah.
It's gonna look like a shitcoin. It's gonna smell like one, but it's not actually one. But you can trade it like one if you want to. Feel free to run that son of a bitch up to bonk prices. Hey, when we talked about networks last night, we didn't talk about what's the multi-sig one, Hawthorne, that just has a bunch of people's money hostage. The blur chain.
Oh, Blast? Is that
Blast? Yeah. The ETH hostage contract. We didn't mention that one, Knows, when you made me give you a network ranking. Cardano. We didn't talk about that one either. Hell, I should have brought up ICP while I was at it.
Okay, guys.
This was
to bounce for in the next 2 minutes. So,
man, well, I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
It's always fantastic to
we'll
talk with
follow along.
Yeah, I was happy to be here and be able to present it for as I said, the first time. Excited to see it in action and see people's and the llamas feedback.
Is there a place we can ask like other questions if they come to mind in the next couple days? Like will you be in our Discord, or is there another place?
I would be available. Like if we could create a channel, maybe, so it's all streamlined in a if people tag me, I think I'm not sure if I will be able to answer this right away. So
yeah, all good.
Maybe create a channel, so we would use that channel as well to maybe do the first the very first test runs with the community. Yeah, before actually deploying the real demo.
Awesome.
When the sales starts. Yeah.
Janitor,
right.
I got a llama janitor to get that channel up for you right now.
Very nice. Okay, guys, it was a very nice evening. I will keep you updated, and the docs, the website, will be made available in the coming 2 to 3 days. So
Amazing.
either
Can't wait to.
yeah. So yeah, you will receive an announcement through either the Twitter channel. Maybe I'll quickly post the link. It was posted here somewhere, right? Already, right here. Yeah, so we probably make an announcement there. Yeah, and here in the Discord, I guess, as well. Good. Then see you guys. And
Yeah, take care.
Thank you.
Until next time. Bye bye.
Okay, Hawthorne.
Yes, Cogsy.
What did he? What did he say he had to do in 2 minutes?
He had a bounce.
Okay, I thought he had something that he had to do with blast. I gotta go
That is
bridge
just
some
on-
ETH into that.
That's just on your mind. That is your muse right now.
I'm pivoting from stacks to blast. Like, where can I lock up my ETH where I can't sell it, and it just forces me to diamond hand it?
Well, shit, and then you have like A and Near and like all these Cosmos chains and fucking Solana stuff, just all like 10x's like the next day.
All right, so I'll make it quick because we're already like over. What do you want to do about anything else? Am I supposed to interview you about llama stuff? Are we supposed to talk about why I've been AFK for 2 months? Are you gonna fire me? How's this gonna work?
I mean, I think you're going to be replaced by technology.
Oh yeah,
Honestly, we just
Chat
talked about your
GPTPepe.
replacement. Yeah, cogsy GPT. No, I mean, I think we can probably call it. Hopefully, we'll have a big one in early January. So I don't think we need to belabor this one right before the
Right.
holiday.
Yeah, I think big time alpha call probably in the next couple of weeks, like or less. I'm gonna hand in my resignation live on stream.
Yeah, we're gonna go shit on Hand of Death. It's gonna be great.
Shit up at his desk. And then I'm gonna buy one of those tweets to put up my resume to everybody else. Go use Knows' tweet thing. All right, I'm gonna run into the closet and shut off the recording. Thanks, everybody.
Cool. I appreciate you guys.
Doesn't